ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 32, verse number 8. So this is a verse which is describing one gopi who took Krishna to the heart. Tam kanchin netra randhrena hridikritya nimilya cha pulkangi guhyaste yogi vananda sampluta. So she took Krishna into her heart and then closed eyes so that he does not run out again, and then he embraced the heart and was in bliss like a yogi who is meditating on Paramatma. So this is just Jiva Goswami's Vaishnava Toshni, although when I read it, it's actually Sanatana Goswami. There is a confusion about Vaishnava Toshni and Laghu Vaishnava Toshni, because they are quite similar. So we were at this point, Tatra Tadiyata Madiyata Mayayor Mukhya Yor Bhavyor Uttaraha Shreyan. So there are two major groups of the gopis. There are Tadiyata Mayi gopis and Madiyata Mayi gopis. So the first one are those who think that they belong to Krishna, and the second is those who think that Krishna belongs to them. So there is this subtle difference between them, and he says that the second one are superior, Shreyan, in comparison to the previous one. And what is the reason for that? The reason is because their love is superior. And because of their love, Krishna becomes controlled by them, comes under their sway. So we have our identity here in the material world, ahanta, and related with ahanta we have mamata. So here we take care of things which we think belong to us. If you work in a company, then you know that you are working there and these things don't belong to you. They are all tadiya, belong to somebody else. Then you are not so much concerned. But when something is belonging to you, like your house or your wife and children, they are yours. So your heart is there. You may be devoted to your company, your boss, whoever, but where is your mamatva? That is centered in the family house. And that's where your life rotates. So therefore this ahanta and mamta, they go together like that. And this is the complete opposite. So in between you have ahanta that I belong to Krishna, I surrender. But now the mamta is also with him, that Krishna belongs to me. So this is the ultimate fine-tuning of love. It's like if you play guitar or sitar, some string instrument, then you tune them, tighten it a little bit here, tighten it a little bit there, then it gives the right note. So this is the fine-tuning of the love. Common person would not see the difference between tadiyata and madiyata. What is the difference? But here our acharyas, they are going to the very minute distinction. So this mamatva is what is to be had in Krishna. Now our mamatva is with the body, my body, right? My this, my that. And that is the cause of all problems, because nothing is really ours. We are trying to appropriate it unnecessarily when it is not ours. So this is to be applied to Krishna, and that is what pure love is. That is what is this bhav of the Brajvasis. All Brajvasis have this bhav in it. Even if their relations are different, some are in parental relation or friendly or madhurya, but the feeling is that he is theirs. Because when you think like that, then you are concerned. So that's why these gopis were so much worried. So, tena tvimatsi tadvyattena kimsit kurpadibhirdhir bhramati bhavadayu samna. So this is the mamatva. And wherever there is mamatva, there only something happens. Any happiness, any progress in life, any bliss in life, any goodness, it comes only by the mamatva. So this mamatva is the only auspicious thing, really speaking. Otherwise, when you think I belong to him, then it is his responsibility now. Then we say, why God is doing this, why God is doing like that, I never did anything. But here they cannot say like that. There is no God there, you are taking care, you have to do everything. So this is the Gopi Bhav, this is the Manjari Bhav, that it is you who do the seva, Anukullena Krishnana Sildam, and not that now he has to take care of you. So that's why this Parkiya is important to understand. Otherwise the pure love cannot be understood. If you think of Swakiya, Swakiya is not like that. Swakiya means now Krishna is married, now it is his responsibility. That's why he is called Bharta. Bharta means maintainer. So therefore he says that this is superior. Mamta adhikya nahi gambhira prema pravahadhikyam bhavati. So it's a very important statement. That by the intensity of your mamata, your feeling of minus, your flow of prema becomes deep and excessive. So how much intensity of mamatva you have, that is much is the intensity of love there will be. And this you can understand from your material experience. Because our mamatva in things around us or people around us is not of same intensity or same quality. It varies. So wherever your mamatva is intense, that's where your love is intense. And wherever it is less, then it is less, and if it is not there, then there is no love there. So this is what is missing in the society at present, this mamatva. People are becoming so like centralized to themselves that the mamatva, circle of mamatva doesn't go much around. Remains very self-centered, very selfish. Therefore there is not much love in relations. Tataiva tadvivarta rupa vamya apar paryaya kautilya bhaso jayate. And then it is this mamatva which then takes a vivarta, means a different appearance. That mamatva then appears in all varieties of things. All these anubhavas, mottayit, kuttamita, kilkinchita, all these bhavas, they then manifest like vamya. So this vamyata comes because of this mamatva. That's why the other gopis who have tadiyatami, they are called dakshina gopis. Because they don't have the madhyata. It is not that they don't have at all. It is not completely 0 or 100%. They also have. It's not that they don't think. But predominance. So this then becomes vamya, means you can also show your colors to Krishna as a vamya. So apar paryaya kautilya bhas. So there is some semblance of crookedness in behavior, not just straightforward. Dakshina means dakshina sarlo daru. Dakshina means saral, straight, udar, very nice, generous. Here it can be a little harsh sometimes. So therefore it is said by Bharat Muni in Natya Shastra, aheriva gati premna svabhava kutila bhavet. So he says that the movements in love, they are naturally kutila. Kutila means zigzag, like a river. River flows like that. It's not like a water pipe in your house, it's straight. So it's not like that. So sometimes there's a spate in the river as now, sometimes dryness, less water. slow. Like all these anubhavas come in love also. Sometimes there is grief, sometimes there is shouting, angry, right? So this is Swabhav Kutila. He says it's just like the movement of a snake. So snake, if you have seen how it moves, if it has to go from point A to B, it doesn't go like that. It moves like that. So that's the movement. So love also moves like that. Ateva Canto api tad vashah syat. And therefore the lover also becomes controlled by the devotee or gopi like that. Tathacha Rudra, and therefore Rudra is author of Shastra. He has written this verse. Vamata durlabhatvam cha strinam yacha nivarana tadeva pancha banasya manye param ayudham. So he says that the supreme arm, what you call, what you use in war, it's called ammunition, weapon. Supreme weapon of Panchabana, which is also name of Cupid, god of love. So what is the supreme weapon of Cupid? He says number one is Vamata, that zigzagness of the Naika, of the girlfriend. Number two is Durlabhatvam, not easily available. Not you make a phone call and yes, let's meet. Nothing like that. Send a WhatsApp message, immediately get a reply. When you send a WhatsApp message, nothing comes from the other side. That is Vamata. She wants to reply, but she won't reply. She will make you starve. And Strinam Yacha Nivarana, and they will avoid you. You go near them, they will jump 5 feet away from you. You touch them, they'll say, oh, don't touch me. What is this? So this is the weapon of love. Means this is how love attacks you. Which means that you become more possessed by love. Attack of love means you become possessed. It's like a ghost attacking you. So you will be completely under the possession of ghost. So like that you become totally possessed by love. Because now it becomes a challenge for you. You cannot think of anything else. If somebody is easily available, then it's all right. That's why that's the problem with Swakiya. Swakiya means easily available. It's your wife. Where is she going to go? She is with you 24 hours. Or at least when you are at home. But Parkiya is not with you. Parkiya is living somewhere else in somebody's house. If she is unmarried, she is with the parents. If she is married, she is with the husband. So how to get her? So now you have to use your buddhi. So buddhi kaushalya, buddhi kushalta comes now in this. In Swakiya there is not much kushalta needed. That's why Krishna was bored and he was trying to tease Rukmani. Because he goes, everybody stands up, everybody. There is no Vamta there, there is no little bit in Satyabhama, but not so much, And there is no Nivarana, there is nothing like that. There is no Daurlabhya, no problem. So this, therefore, here Rudra says that this is, so that's why he is citing this, because those who are Madhiyata Maye, they are the one like that. That's how they behave. Yatha Shri Harivamse Satya Bhamayam Drishyate. So there is a description in Harivamsa Purana about Satyabhama, one of the principal queens of Sri Krishna in Dwarka. Rupa Yavan Sampanna Saubhagyena cha Garvita Abhimanavati Devi Shrutva eva Irsha Vasham Gata. So Devi here means goddess or the queen, Satyabhama, who is very Abhimanvati, means she is very self-conceited. I am somebody. Abhiman means I am also someone. So she is Rup Yavan Sampanna. She is endowed with beauty and youth. They are also cause of pride. If you are beautiful, then that is one cause of pride. And if you are young people are very proud of their youth. And Saubhagyena cha Garvita. And she also has the good fortune. She is one of the principal queens of Krishna. So therefore she is very proud, Garvita. So then what happened? That she heard, Shrutva eva Irsha Vasham Gata. What did she hear? That Narada Muni came and gave this Parijata flower to Rukmani. So as soon as she heard it, immediately her anger hit the roof. She was burning with jealousy. Says, how is this? Why is that she got it and not me? So this is how it works. So then Krishna has to take her to the heaven. Kutumbasya Ishwari Sashid Rukmani Bhishmakatmaja Satyabhama Uttama Strinam Saubhagyecha Adhika Bhavat. So there is another sloka. He says that Kutumbasya Ishwari Sashid Rukmani. That Rukmani was the principal, the topmost queen. So therefore she is called Kutumbasya Ishwari. The Ishwari or mistress or controller of the whole Kutumba means family. Means she was the supreme. And she is daughter of King Bhishmaka. And Satyabhama Uttama Strinam Saubhagyecha Adhika Bhavat. But Satyabhama, who is the best among the women, was more in Saubhagya, in fortune. Fortune here refers to love, means Krishna was more under her control because her love was superior. Iticha Ateva Ardhena Pratham Chatashrinam Varnanam Uttartishrinam tu Ekene Kaver Adropi Drishyate. So now he comes back after he gave this prelude, little introduction about the Naikas, Vama, Dakshina, Tadiyatamayi, Madhyatamayi, Kanta Paradhin, Kanta Swadhin, all this Pakhra, Sarla, Mridvi. So now he comes, how he is recognizing these gopis here. So this description began from verse number 4. So in the 4 there is a mention of 2 gopis. In verse number 5 there is a mention of 2 gopis. Okay? So the 4 are mentioned there. And then in the next 3 verses, 6, 7 and 8, 3 are mentioned. So he says that you can see the respect of the poet, the author, Sri Vyasa, or Sri Sukdev, who is reciting this, that for the last 3 gopis, he has devoted 3 verses. For the first 4 gopis, he devotes 2 verses. So they are getting 1 verse each, and here they are only getting half a verse. So this is the first observation he makes. Very minute observation. So he says, that's why those who are described in the last 3 verses, they are superior than previous four, which are described only in 2 slokas. So that's why he says that kaver adropi drishyate. Then he says that asu tisrishu chaika bhrikuti bhava bhrikutim abadhya ityanena varnita saiv shrestha bhav vashishtena prathamattvena cha upanyasat. So now first he comes to the second group of 3 gopis. So he says that among these 3 gopis, the first one, which was in verse number 6, that eka bhrukutim abadhya prema sarabha vivala gnativa akshat katakshepaihi sandashta dashnachada. That one of them who was standing away looking at Krishna by arching her eyebrows and very in anger of love anger, as if she was going to smash him by her looks and was biting her lips. So he says this is the best among the 3. And if she is best among the 3, she is obviously better than the other 4, because these 3 are superior to the other 4, and among these 3 she is the best. So therefore she is the best among all of them. That is the conclusion. So what is the reason of her being best? So first he says that Saiv Sreshtha Bhav Vashishtena, that she is superior because of her superior bhav, the expression which she manifests there. Because you can see that Durlabhta is there, she is not coming near him. It is he who has to go to her. And she is looking tough, means not that you can just, she is smiling, not easily available. So Nivarana, Durlabhta and Vamyata. And she said that they are the weapon of the Cupid. So this is the Sreshtata. This is the superiority. And also she is the best because among the 3, she is the first one which is described. So that is also the hint that she is better. So then, therefore he will recognize Tadrisha Sarva Vilakshan Bhavasya Tasyaeva Swaparityage Syat Yasya Sarva Parityagena Swasangam Sanganitaya Saubhagya Danena Sarva Vilakshanyam Sri Bhagavan Swayam Aviskritvan. So why this most distinct bhava manifested in her? Because there is no one who was like that, who was being so, giving, like what you say, giving tough looks. So he says that this is because you can understand that this must be the gopi who was abandoned by Krishna, who was taken away by abandoning everyone else, and thus was given the supreme fortune and distinction by Swayam Bhagavan himself. But after giving this good fortune to her, then she was also dropped. So it is like you put somebody at the pedestal and then you
keep them down.
Pull the rope. So somebody who was not put on the pedestal was on the ground. Even if he falls, he was already on the ground, he falls on the ground. Now you put it somebody on the 7th heaven and then pull him down from there. So yatha labdha dhane vinaste. Right? As Krishna says that it's like you are a poor man and then you get a jackpot and then suddenly you lose it. So what will be the situation? It was better when you didn't have it, but you got it, then you become attached to it and then you lose it. So therefore this is the Sarva Vilakshana. Saubhagya. Tasmat Saiva Sa Bhavet. So therefore this one must be that one only. He is trying to relate this gopi to Anaya Radhito Nunam, Bhagavan Haririshwara, that sloka, chapter 29. Chapter 30 actually. So this is the one. Atha prathama chatashrinam prathama eva jyeshtha shrestha cha. Now he comes to the first four. He says among the first four, the first one is the senior most and the best. Agre sthitatvat. Why? He has to give some reasoning. So he says number one, because she was in front. So because if she is the leader, others are behind her. That's why she immediately approached Krishna. So Agre sthitatvat sarvati kramya prathamta eva kanta sparshat. And leaving everyone behind, she is the one who first touched Krishna. Because she came and took Krishna's hand in her hands, right? Or one hand, because the other one was taken by another gopi on the left side. So Dakshinasu Sumudhar Cheshtatvat. So therefore she is the Dakshina gopi, which basically means Chandravali, because she is the head of the Dakshina. Radha is the head of the Vamyas. So her chesta was very sweet. Like someone comes, you receive that, you shake hand with the person, right? Take the hand in your hand. That's what she did. So you see the difference between Chandravali and Radha. That when Krishna came, Chandravali went and took Krishna's hand in her hands. And she is standing 2 kilometers away. And Krishna has to search for her. Where is she? So this is the Sumudhar, Madhur Cheshta, sweet action. ऐसा च उत्तर वर्ग प्रवराया विजातीय भावा इति प्रातिपक्षिकी गया. And because she is the best among the second group, that is the Tadiyata or Dakshina. Therefore she has the vijatiya bhav. Her bhav, her mood is opposite to the mood of the other group, Sri Radha. Therefore she belongs to Pratipaksha. That Sapaksha, Vipaksha, Tatastha, Srohit, 4 categories are there. So therefore she is Pratipakshi. So now he says Athani or Varga Vichara. He says now let's try to categorize them among themselves. Tatra Uttara Prathmaya Sakhyau Tadanantara Dve. So first he takes the first group that is described in the 3 verses, 6, 7, 8. So he says among these 3, the first one is the chief and the other 2 are her friends. So first one is Radha and then second Lalita and Vishaka, and he will give the names. So they are obviously Sajatiya belonging to her group. And then he comes to the first group, the 4 of them. So Prathama Prathmayastu Eka Vyavahita Trityadike Dve Bhav Samyat. So among the 4, the first one who is Chandravali, and then leave the second one because second one doesn't fit with them. Then the third and fourth, that is Shrabya and Padma, slok number 5, 4. So they have the same bhava as her. Tattad anugatataya vam dakshiniyo sthitescha. So they are following her and they are on the left and right side of her. Because remember, she is in the front. One is on the left side who took the left hand of Krishna, another one was on the right side who was taking Krishna's foot and putting on her breast. So these three belong to one group, Chandravali group. Yatu Prathama Dvitiya. So now only one is remaining. So 3 belongs to Radha's group. Three makes one group, Radha, Lalita, Vishaka, and the other 3 make one group, Chandravali, Padma and Shabya. So now one more is remaining because there are only 7 mentioned here. So this is the second among the first group. So it says, Sakhalu Prathama Gana Antaha Pravishya Sthitapi Kinchit Vyavahitatvat Tad atikrami charitatvatcha na prathmaya sakhi. So he says that although this gopi is within the first group, or it seems to be that she is situated among them, but kinchid vyavahitatvat, but she is little separated, not exactly with them. Tad atikrami charitatcha, and she is not exactly following the behavior which is followed by these Dakshina gopis. Na prathmaya sakhi, therefore she is not friend of the first, which is Chandravali. Paradhin kantam anyataya kinchit sadrishyena uttarayastu suhititi gayam. And she is paradhin kanta, means she is having control over her, over Krishna, and therefore she has similarity with Radha because of being Pradhin Kanta. And thus she is called Shruhit, means she is belonging to the Shruhit group. So there is Sajatiya, Sapaksha, Vipaksha, and Shruhit. And then there is Tatastha. So Tatastha will come later on, the 8th one, which is not described here. I think Sukadeva was not interested in describing Tatasthas. Atha ya Vishnu Puranokta satu nati vispashta bhavatvad vargdvaya apraveshach chichukena avarnanacha tatastha evagaya. So he says the one which is described in Vishnu Purana, which was mentioned earlier, and there was another one. So he says that her bhav is not explained very clearly. She is the one who, when Krishna came, she said, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Remember that sloka we read? So he is now talking about that verse which was cited from Vishnu Purana, who was singing Krishna's name. So her bhav is not very clear, and therefore she cannot fall into any one of these 2 categories, neither in the Radha group nor Chandravali group. And Sri is also not therefore described by Sukadeva Goswami here. So therefore she is to be understood as Tatastha, neutral. That she is neither friendly with Radha, nor against Radha, nor belonging to the group. So this is the analysis of the 8 gopis. 7 are mentioned here, and taking the 8th from the Vishnu Purana. Atha tasam nama vichara. So now he identifies them by name, which are not mentioned here. Tatra bhavishya uttare malla dvadasi prasange Shri Krishna Yudhishthira samvade tan namani yatha. So in Bhavishya Uttar Purana, in the description of Malla Dvadasi, there is a dialogue between Sri Krishna and Yudhishthira Maharaj, and their names are described here. So it seems Krishna is speaking that Gopi namani Rajendra pradhanyena nibodh me Gopali palika dhanya vishakha dhyana nishthika Radha Anuradha Saumabha Tarka Dasmi Tatha. So there are 10 names which are mentioned here. The 10th one is a little doubtful whether it is a name or it is a number. But anyway, the names are Gopali, Palika, Dhanya, Vishakha, Dhyananishtika, Radha, Anuradha, Somabha, Taraka, and Dasmi. So these are 10. Vishakhanya Dhanishthika iti patha kochit. Some places instead of Dhyanishthika it is Dhanishthika which is mentioned. Now the problem comes with the Dashmi. The sloka gives 9 names and the 10th one is called Dashmi. So Dashmi actually means 10th. But there are only 9 names there, so why is he saying 10? So then commentators struggle with this. So he says, Dasmi iti api namayakam taccha anvartham iti sarvante pathitam. So he says one explanation you can give is that Dasmi is also a gopi's name. It's like people have names in India. Somebody's name is Ekadashi, right? Or somebody's name is Ashtami. So this is her name. Maybe she was born on Dashmi, so the parents gave her name Dashmi. So that solved the problem. And because she is Dasmi, that's why she has been also kept on the 10th place. So therefore, her name becomes Anuvartha. In Sanskrit it is called Anuvartha, means when your name actually matches with your action or quality. That is called Anuvartha. Like Parikshit is called Parikshit because he was investigating. Or another one is that he was born when the dynasty, Kuru dynasty was Parikshina. It was on the verge of disappearing. So both ways his name is Anuvartha, means true to his character or his position. Like Dhritarashtra, name is Anuvartha. He has captured kingdom. And Bhim Bhisme Bhayanakau Sadhu, Kridanta Prakaran Sutra is there. So Bhim is Bhayanak. So that is one explanation he gives. Or he says that this Yadva Tatheti Dasammi api Tarka Namni Evityarth. Or he says that this Dasmi is nothing but same as the 9th one. There are only 9 which are mentioned here. And 9th one is also called Dashmi. It's also the name of Taraka Gopi is also called Dashmi. In that sense, then there are only 9. Because if you say that where are 10 here, he says no, Dashmi is a name of Taraka. So these are 2 explanations. Okay, so is it clear? So Gopali Chayam Nunam Padmokta Gayatri Chari Bhavet. So who is this Gopali mentioned as the first? He says that this Gopali, according to Padma Purana, it is the Gayatri mantra who became Gopi. There are Shruti Chari Gopis and Muni Chari. So Shruti means the mantras of the Vedas, they also become Gopi. So this is according to Padma Purana, Gayatri became Gopali. तथा स्कांद प्रहलाद संहितायाम द्वारका महात्म्ये माया सरह प्रस्तावे पुनरुद्धवागमने प्रिय प्राप्तिवत् प्रियदूत प्राप्तो अपि स्वस्वभाव अभिव्यक्ते तत्तद्भाव उक्ति सहित अन्य सहितानि एव अष्टौ नामानि निर्दिष्टानि. Now he refers to another reference of names of the gopis. And this is when Uddhava came to Vraja. So this is in Skanda Puran, Prahlada Samhita, and description of Dwarka's glory, description of Maya pond, how it came into existence. So it seems that Uddhava came 2 times to Vraja, Punar Uddhava Agamane. So when Uddhava came, then the gopis, they talked to him as if Krishna has come. So that's why it says Priya Praptivat. So because also he looked like him. And he was wearing dress used by Krishna. So Tavuchishta. Vasa Alankar Charchita. So Vasa Alankar. So Uddhava will wear only prasad of Krishna, his dress, his ornaments. And he had similar looks, same bodily color, same features. So he's like that. So therefore they are manifesting their bhav towards Uddhava, as they would manifest towards Krishna. Means like they manifested, the Vamya gopis manifested one type and the other one. So he says from that also we can see the 8 names, how, because they must have done a lot of study to recognize these names. Now it looks so easy to us, first to get an idea that actually these gopis are different gopis. Because Sridhar Swami doesn't mention like that. And Sridhar Swami is the main commentary. And if Sridhar Swami has not mentioned, probably nobody else mentioned it. So this is Gaudiya Acharyas who have discovered this. So what they have done is that there is a description in Skanda Purana. The 8 gopis mentioned, he is going to cite that here. And their mood is described, but there the name is there. So there it is written there that Lalita said this and Vishaka said this and so and so said this. So their mood is mentioned there and the situation is similar. That Uddhava comes and these gopis are in intense separation. Here Krishna comes and gopis are in separation. So what they do is that they take the mood from there and try to match the mood here. And then when it matches it, then they get the name. Because here the name is not there, the name is there. So this is very interesting analysis they do. And this means, we are just reading it, but who knows how much time they spent for this. Studying and seeing and then seeing it from Rashastra, this is Vamya, this is Dakshina, this is this, this is that. Just wait 2 minutes. So therefore he says that Priya Dut Praptau Api, that although he is a messenger of their lover, they treat him as if they have met their lover. And therefore Swaswabhava Abhivyakti. So they manifest their bhava. Tattat bhavokti sahitani evasto namani nirdishtani. And there in Skanda Purana their names are mentioned according to their statements, which are manifestation of their bhava. And therefore we know that how this gopi reacts, how that gopi reacts. And then you try to match it here. But one thing he says very interestingly, Kintu atyanta dukhmaya oktitvat etadrish avsare, rasa avsare, drishyani, kadachid, vichara avsare tu apekshani, iti ananyagatikatvenaiva likhyante. He says the problem is that there are statements there. Here there are no statements. So it is fine. Only their action, what they did. But there the words are there. And he says these words are very painful to hear what they are saying. And now to bring those words here At the time when we are describing Rāsa-līlā of Krishna, it is problematic. Rasa avsare drishyani kadachit vichara avsare tu apekshani. So vichara avsare tu apekshani, when you do vichara, then there is a need for them. Otherwise we don't want to bring those statements here. So he says, because I do not have any other choice, I am going to cite them here. And later on he is going to ask for forgiveness. So how much actually they are absorbed in the mood, that also you can understand, that when they are writing this, they are also completely absorbed in the mood. So he is going to recite the slokas. Okay, now any question?
I noticed that in the chapters dealing with the separation, the gopis were always one unit, anonymous, without word, without naming, and even one in the class asked you, why do they not mention the name? And you said, because we don't want to be confused, we want to be more related to the bhav, to the mood. But when we start now speaking about the union, it's very articulated and very differentiated and categorized, doing different categories of the gopis. So I was just wondering why in separation it's more one mood, and in union it's much more differentiated. Does it have any meaning?
Because in separation they all had separation and they were all feeling sad. So there is no way to what bhav are you going to manifest there? But now when they have him, when the object is there, object of your love, now their mood comes back, how they relate with him. When he's not there, what mood are you going to manifest?
So is it a general rule that we can kind of contemplate on, that in separation it's much more unified?
That's the whole idea.
Okay.
That's why he said prasadaya prasmaya tatraivantar. When they were there, then all the pride came, and in pride brings separation. And then the pride went away, so they all got united. It's like even countries do that. When there is infighting going on in a country, then they create war. So then all the people unite because now they fight. Right? So it's like that. Bhushan?
Shukranams. This Mahamatva and his crookedness is still not clear to me. So my question is that it was mentioned that this Vamatva is the supreme weapon of Cupid. My question is that all of this crooked, like harshness, does it ever lead to irritation? Like I've had enough of these games. I want some peace and quiet. I mean, I would imagine that all of this Vamatva would also lead to person being irritated because there is no straightforwardness. There is always this. You have to always think, you have to always use your intelligence. There is no relaxation, it would seem.
No, this is the pleasure. It's not irritation. Just like you have milk. So you drink milk. Then you boil milk, becomes thick. So when it becomes thick and you keep on boiling, then it has lumps in it. So those lumps are very tasty. Because this is Vamata. That's what Vamya means, Kautilya. Kautilya means bent. It is not, milk is straightforward, From all sides, you can drink from anywhere. So the same milk, when it takes the shape of what you call locally as rabdi, so then it has, if you have tasted milk and you have tasted rabdi, then I don't need to explain it. So that is the difference between dakshina and vamyata. The difference of taste between milk and rabdi. Rabdi means milk boiled when becomes very thick like honey, like frozen honey. So that is the difference. And taste, if you taste it, then you know the difference. You cannot stop eating rabdi unless you really have super control.
Which may I ask a follow-up question? What you mentioned that in Tatyatma, for example, the queens, when they are married, they expect Krishna, I mean, Bhratra, he takes care of them. But my question is that, like, for example, a Vama person seems to be more high maintenance in the sense that Krishna has to run around.
No, maintenance of what? He's not buying
he
saris.
has to kind of spend a lot of mental energy trying to.
No, mental energy to meet them, but he doesn't have to go to Loy Bazaar to buy saris for them. Or ornaments, or take them to Swargaloka to get the Parijat tree. There's nothing like that. At the end of the day, or whenever you go your home, I go to my home. You bother about what you are going to have for breakfast. And if the electricity is not coming, then you have to fix. There is no such headache in Parkiya.
Okay, so maybe I'm misunderstanding that the buddhi which Krishna is, for example, he has to use to. It's not really anxiety, or it's not really a burden for them. It is pleasurable for them.
No, there is no pleasure. I mean, that's not a burden. That's just a love affair. If love affair is burden, then the rest of the life is hell. Okay, anything else? Yeah.
Related to the first statement that we started the class with,
Tadiyata madiyata.
yeah, when it said Uttara Shreyan, and then after that there's Mamatadikena, are you reading that as two different sentences or one sentence?
Nothing, there are two separate sentences.
Separate sentences?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one is just saying that this one is better, and then is explaining it. Why is it better?
So does it imply that both classes have mamata, but the Madhya class has greater mamata?
Certainly.
So
any love will have mamata. There is no question of love without any mamata. But you can say that mamata is of two types, tadiyata and madhiyata.
So then what exactly is the distinction between mamata and madhyata? I mean, because if we use those words in a conventional context, they're essentially synonymous.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm saying that one is mamatva, another is mamatva tadiyata. So in one there is a sense as if this person, you own that person. And this person here means Krishna. And Krishna also feels like that. Because this is how love is. Krishna reciprocates. So Krishna also feels that I am property of Radha. So therefore, if Radha gets upset, he is also shaking. And he has to please her. Why is like this? And the other one, they don't have that much courage to get upset like that. They think that no, he's... So there's some sort of adar is there, adar bhav. So that's the meaning of dakshina also, that it has sense of respect. They cannot go to that extent. So Krishna likes that. Gives pleasure to him. And they also, ultimately, they also do it to give pleasure to him. from our point of view, if you analyze that they manifest this mood because they know that this is very pleasing to him. But Bhushan was saying it is a burden and irritation.
And in the case of the Taditya class, they're expressing mamata with the attitude of Tadiyatva.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes. They also want to do Anukul, but they don't go to this extent of Anukul. It's just like Yashoda is chastising Krishna. Means she has so much authority over him out of love that she can dare to bind him. And then if there is Vasudeva and Devaki, they also have mamatva for Krishna. They also have the feeling he is our son. But Devaki would not go to that extent because she has also sense of this other. So she cannot think that I cannot do this to him. So that's why this is pure Nar-Līlā here. Means the Aishwarya remains subdued completely. So of course now we are doing the same thing. This is a comparison between Vraj-Līlā and Dwarka-Līlā, where it is easy to see the distinction. Now within Vraj also there is variety. That's why I'm saying that it is more fine-tuning, more fine-tuning, more fine-tuning. So if, say, Gandharvas have to tune guitar or sitar, I don't think they play guitar, but let's say Veena. So the way they will tune and some mortal being tuning it, there will be difference because their ears are much more refined to the notes. For a common person, maybe normal musician may not see this difference, but they will see. So that's why here that even in this place in Vraja where everybody is having so much love for Krishna, even within that there is a variety. And that is what is being discussed. That's why this is such a fine analysis of love.
And just one other point, if I may, more broadly, then because the word mamata is used, for example, by Rupa Goswami in his definition of prema in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and that would apply to a broad scope of all prema bhaktas of Dwaraka, Vaikuntha, etc. And many of them possess Aishwarya Gyan, or in this case they have this Tadiyata Bhav. So from that can we conclude that that broad category concept of mamata isn't necessarily, as the word literally connotes, as a sense of mind, but the looser sense of a sense of attachment and care.
There it will be, he is my God, he is my Lord, I am his servant, in that sense. Not in the sense the way it is that he is my object. That is the difference.
I mean, could it even exist without even the literal sense of mind, but just a generalized notion of attachment, care, love?
That is very, not much. Without mamatva, it's just like a nurse taking care of the baby. She also takes care, and the mother also takes care. What is the distinction? Distinction is of mamatva. Actions, maybe nurse can do better because she is expert, she is trained, she has experience. Somebody has given birth to the child first time, has no experience, no knowledge. But the mamatva is what makes the difference.
And when you're saying the word mamata now, you mean specifically the notion of possessiveness?
Yeah, again, you see, possessiveness is not in the sense of like you possess something selfishly. But yes, this is mine. And that's why they say that Bhavad Ayusham, that our life is you. Like people who have mamatva, some people have mamatva in money. So when their money goes, they become sick. Because their mamatva is so much in wealth. then it's like they're losing their life. It actually, some people die or become dejected. So why is that? This wealth is the most external thing, and it's not a living being even. It's inert matter, but because of the mamatva, so much mamatva, people can have a heart attack.
I'd like to know what characterized these Tatastha gopis. What is their mood? If one group has Vamata, the other one has Dakshinata, then what else is left? And similarly, when he described this one person belonging to that group, then he said she is Prakara but also Sarala. So Sarala means that she is compliant, right? You mentioned, and Prakara means the opposite, being harsh.
Yeah, there are many varieties in that. Anyway,
possible?
Tatastha is like this, that if you want to see that, suppose there is Radha. So there are gopis who are completely aligned with her, belong to her, what she wants to do. So they are Sapakshiya. It's like an army, they're together with her, they fight together, they stand together. Then they are Sruhit, means that they think of doing good to them. That if they see, then they will say, oh, see, this Chandravali was doing there like this, better be careful. So they have feeling. Tatastha means that they are neither this way, they neither favor Radha nor they favor Chandravali. This is what Tatastha means. And Pratipakshi means they are opposite. They will make plot, they will try tricks to avoid that Krishna meets Radha and he should meet only Chandravali. That is Pratipaksha, means they will act against them. So this word has to be seen not independent of this. It's in relationship with the various groups.
I see. So it's not a statement about their individual mood of love, but it's about the relationship to the other gopis.
Yeah.
I see.
Means
Just
their love is directly to Krishna and they're not concerned with this.
I see. Just like some countries are not in any alliance or anything like
non-aligned.
that. Okay. And but then this point that Prakara and Sarala doesn't
That is in relationship with Krishna. They also are having love for Krishna. So how their love manifests towards him. Tatastha is in relationship whether I am aligned with this group or not aligned, I am in favor of this group or not favor, that is that. And this Prakhara, Mridvi, Madhya, that is in relationship how their love is to him. Okay.